buule ba mu dem gis keneen nga yendoo mi seen plus fort plus fort alarba ci ngoon seeni tàkkuma dugg oto laay di ma tàll loxo ma fanaane mi seen plus fort turo sa parfum di sa singom ku ko xool nga mer te waxoo dara man
FM. Welcome to Amuragal FM. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Gambia as it is now and before when you used to run your own business. Then, what's the difference in the quality of living of the day-to-day people as you have witnessed it in the Jawara's regime, the PPP, and now the FPRC?
Well, the difference I can say is that during Jawara's time, there were a lot of solid structures in the Gambia. All the structures were solid. You can talk of corruption, and that's everywhere in the world.
That's right.
But when you talk of structures, they were all solid. But today's Gambia, you don't have structures in the country. And a country without structures.
But some APRC supporters would be telling you then Jawara's, is it 25, 27 years rule, had no structure. People were, the finance ministers or the ministers were just using the public funds as their own pocket money or sending their own relatives on holidays.
But people have the right to send their relatives anywhere in the world.
No, I don't mean that. You mean the structure.
Yeah.
Comparing those two structures. So you mean the PPP government had a structure, but this current government had no structure or have no structure.
There were structures when they came to power, but they destroyed all the structures. Because today you can't distinguish between Yaya Jammeh and the judiciary, Yaya Jammeh and the legislature. With every other structure, it's almost the same person, like everybody is saying. You don't have structures. You have Yaya Jammeh omnipresent everywhere.
Anarchy.
Yes. So that's anarchy, because in a country whereby you have one person calling the shots all over the place, it's only explosions you're going to have. And no rule of law.
Okay. That's we're now kind of individualizing. We're talking about individuals, but I mean the people, because what we are interested in is how developed the people are now and how developed were the people then during the PPP regime. Because you are in the sector, you used to deal with businessmen and used to deal with local people.
You can, these current governments would always say that they are developing the country. But to be factual, there is no development in the Gambia. If you have structures, people building their houses or their homes, which are making...
But that's been going on for a long time anyway.
Yeah, but now they are proud of that because they are saying there are buildings everywhere. Well, those are maybe the private sector or the individuals. But what is the government building? Nothing.
Well, they will be telling you the universities, the radio stations, and the television stations.
The most educated Gambians today, the most renowned Gambians today, we are educated to very high standards when Gambia had no university.
You mean through Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria?
You see, Gambians go all over the world to seek for education.
That's right.
Okay? And as far as you are traveling, you are educating, you are experiencing the world, you know the outside world. You come even with a better qualification than if you never move beyond the boundaries of the Gambia.
True.
Because when you travel to other countries, in many aspects. So, but I mean, I'm not saying it's not good for the Gambia, but they are just inflating it. Gambians all over the world. Now, the most Gambians we are proud of, we are educated before you have what you call a university.
Yeah, University of the Gambia. Yes, true.
Yes,
true.
And what is hindering the progress of that country is that there is a lot of interference in both the private and the public sector. Look, arms of government departments, government departments, private sectors, individual businesses, these are things that have to be operating independently
True.
from the government machinery. Or if it is the executive, it should be divided.
So you're trying to tell me now the two are mixed up, or the two are being ruled by maybe the same bodies. So you cannot make the difference between the private sector and the public sector.
It's a lot of interference. It's so mixed up that people growing up now probably would not even define what a private sector
and the public sector is. True,
yeah.
True, because it's confusing now.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean,
true.
Even the judiciary, you never know anything now in the Gambia because it's all about probably one person interfering in everything. This country will never develop if we don't go back to the drawing boards. And if Yaya Jammeh doesn't understand that this is a country, it's not anybody's property, it belongs to everybody, we should set the record straight, go back to the drawing board, and make the structures what they are meant to be. But not one person dipping their hands everywhere, interfering everywhere, calling it his own. It's not anybody's own. People come and go, but Gambia will always be there. So Gambia has to have solid structures that we would be there with. We will leave them there. Our children will come. Their children will come, and those coming after them will come and find those structures there.
19 years versus 25 years or 27 years in power. Because some APRC supporters would tell you Jawara has been in power for a long time and the country has not been developed. And now Yaya Jammeh has just done 18 to 19 years, but people are starting to get jumpy and not happy because the man is a Jola or Jawara was a Mandingo.
No, it's not tribalized. The actual fact is, I don't think any APRC supporter can convince me of any development in the Gambia during Yaya Jammeh's time. Because there is nothing more developed, or that should be more developed than the human beings. And the human beings are not developing in the Gambia.
But what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, people are so desperate. Look at people leaving schools. They don't even have anything to do. They are not trained after their secondary school. And people are not even confident of the system.
But they will be telling you now. I think I heard and from many sources that one of the best universities in Africa is Gambia University.
Well, that's what
University of the Gambia.
That's what they're going to tell you. But everybody knows that
they graduated recently. I think a batch of lawyers and magistrates, something like that.
It's one thing to have a university,
and
it's another thing to absorb those people graduating from the university
and then put them
in the right positions
into employments. You mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you will have what I'll tell you as graduates having stalls in the market, selling whatever you have in the market, because they could not be absorbed in the system, because the system is not creating jobs. What do you expect? What do you expect those people to do when they are coming from universities? They're not going to fold their hands.
No.
It's just going to be like those who live in secondary schools now. They don't have jobs. They don't have other things to do in their life. This is what is going to happen to those graduates because there is no institution to absorb them.
No.
So have the university.
It's just like producing experts but nowhere to utilize them.
Exactly. It's just like whatever product you are producing. You don't have a market for it.
You're listening to Amuragal FM. The time is 10 minutes past 8. We are with Mr. Job, ex-civil servant, a businessman, a clued-up Gambian. Mr. Job lañ am tey fii si Amuragal FM si bési Eid Mubarak bi si bési julli bi dinañ leen bàyyi ngeen déglu Youssou Ndour su boobu after Youssou Ndour bi dinañ continuer waxtaan bi ak Mr. Job.
No. I'm not ko xam ana looy xaar wax ko ko
forget no way. They crucified Jesus Christ. And I never forget no. They sold Marcus Garvey for rice. And I never forget no way. They turned their backs on Paul Bogle. So don't you never forget who you are and where you stand in the struggle. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. I and I no come for fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. But while they try to fight me down, I stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. I don't expect to be justified by the laws of men, by the laws of men. While they find me guilty, truth will prove my innocency. Cause when the rain fall, it don't fall and one man's house stop. Oh, when the rain fall, it don't fall and one man's house stop. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. So much things to say right now. So much, so much. So much things to say. So much things to say right now. So much things to say. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. I and I no come for fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. But oh, they try to fight me down, I'll stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. I and I don't expect to be justified by the laws of men, by the laws of men. Though you find me guilty, truth shall prove my innocency. So much things to say right now. So much things to say. We got so much things to say right now. So much things to say. We got so much things to say right now. So much
Difference between
mbokk yi yéen a ngi déglu Amul Ragal FM mbaa di ngolal ka Amul Ragal FM la mooy you're still listening to Amul Ragal FM. The time is 13 minutes past 8. We have Mr. Job in the studio, an expert, a Gambian expert in the studio tonight. Yeah, we're going to carry on the discussion with Mr. Job. Right. So, as we were talking about the legislative system, the finance, the structure, basic structure of the government, of the PPP and APRC. Now, 19 years since 22nd of July 1994 to 22nd of July 2013.